This is Sergeant Paul Mercer, United States Army Special Forces, Operation Blackwood. Current time is 0300 hours, October 7th. Not sure if this'll reach anyone, but protocol says to document, so here we are. It's been approximately 6 hours since we lost contact with the command. No radio, no satellite, nothing. GPS went down first, followed by comms blackout across all channels. Tried emergency frequencies, tried the backup equipment, nothing but static. Complete technological blackout. We were dropped off 24 hours ago. 6-man team, deep insertion into this forest. Can't state our exact location for OPSEC reasons, but we're somewhere in Eastern Europe. Dense forest, old growth, unmarked on most civilian maps. Mission parameters were simple on paper: locate and secure intel from an abandoned Soviet-era research facility. Command said it was a ghost facility, minimal security risk. Just get in and get out before anyone knows we were here. Quick, clean, deniable. Yeah, right, something went wrong around 2100 hours yesterday. We were approximately 8 clicks from the target when Diaz picked up unusual electromagnetic interference on our equipment. Thought it was just standard countermeasures at first, but it kept getting worse. By 2200, we couldn't raise command at all. That's when Hoffman disappeared. 1 minute he was taking point, about 20 meters ahead. Cooper called for a reading check-in, but got nothing. We found his pack, his rifle, even his NVGs just sitting on the ground. No signs of struggle, no blood, no tracks leading away, just gone. We tightened formation after that. Cooper took point, I covered the rear. Martinez, Diaz, and Jackson maintained perimeter security as we continued toward the target. What else could we do? Mission parameters hadn't changed. We figured Hoffman might have been captured, so finding that facility became even more critical. 3 hours later, we lost Cooper the same way. 1 minute he was there, the next radio check he didn't respond. Found his gear exactly where he should have been standing. Again, no signs of struggle. That's when Martinez called for a mission abort. Said we needed to pull back to the extraction point immediately. I agreed. Whatever was happening, this wasn't standard opposition tactics. This was something else. We never made it back more than 2 clicks. Martinez was next. Then Jackson. I was walking right beside Diaz when it happened to him. 1 second he was checking his compass, muttering something about the readings being off, and the next, I swear to God, I only looked away for maybe 2 seconds. When I turned back, he was gone. His equipment clattered to the ground like he'd just vanished into thin air. I admit I panicked, fired a few rounds into the darkness. Stupid move, I know, but what would you have done? 5 trained operators don't just disappear without a trace. Something was taking them, and I couldn't see it, couldn't fight it. So here I am now, alone in this forest, heading east toward the extraction point. It's still approximately 15 clicks away. I've got my sidearm, combat knife, 3 MREs, 2 canteens of water, first aid kit, this tape recorder, and whatever else I could salvage from the others' gear. The forest is wrong. Can't explain it better than that. No animal sounds, no wind, temperatures dropping fast. NVGs show nothing unusual, but I don't trust them anymore. Something's interfering with all our tech. I'm recording this partly to maintain a record, partly to keep myself sane. If anyone finds this tape, it means I didn't make it out. Tell command that Operation Blackwood was compromised from the start. We were walking into something they either didn't know about or deliberately kept from us. I'll keep moving, keep recording, going dark now to conserve battery. Next report in 2 hours, or if I find anything significant, for checkpoint update. 0500 hours, making decent progress toward extraction. Maybe covered 3 clicks since last recording. Dawn's breaking, which means I can ditch the NVGs. Not that they've been much help anyway. Full daylight might reveal whatever's been hunting us. I'm starting to question the real objective of this mission. Special forces don't get deployed to collect dusty old files from abandoned facilities. We've been lied to before, sure. Part of the job, but this feels different. Total communications blackout, men vanishing without a trace. This isn't standard Fubarar. This is something else. Found Cooper's tactical notebook about an hour back. Man documented everything, always by the book. Last entry was timestamped 22:30 hours yesterday. Just 2 words. They're watching. Nothing else. No description of who they might be. Extraction window is 1800 hours today. That gives me 13 hours to cover, 12 more clicks through difficult terrain. Should be doable under normal circumstances, but nothing about this situation is normal. I'm preserving energy, moving carefully. Better to arrive late than not arrive at all. Something else I should mention, the trees here. I don't recognize the species. Didn't notice it during the night insertion, but in the growing light, they don't look like any trees I've seen before. Bark pattern is unusual, almost geometric in places. Leaves are too symmetrical. Maybe it's just this region's flora, but combined with everything else, it's adding to the wrongness of this place. I'm going to try the radio again at the next high point. Maybe daylight will improve transmission. Not holding my breath though. A 0700 hours. Found something. An old concrete bunker half buried in the hillside, not on any of our mission maps. Soviet construction from the looks of it, but recently used. Fresh boot prints in the mud outside. Not a military issue, smaller civilian treads. I'm debating whether to investigate. Mission protocol would say yes. Gather all possible intel. Survival instinct says hell no. Keep moving toward extraction, but if my team is in there, decision made, quick recon only. 5 minutes in, 5 minutes out. Not risking more than that. For 0730 hours. Bunker was empty. Single room, maybe 20 feet square. Old filing cabinets mostly empty. Found a desk with papers scattered around, all in Russian. My language skills aren't great, but I recognized some words. Experiment, subjects, containment. Pocketed a few pages that looked important. Most telling find was a modern satellite phone smashed to pieces on the floor. Someone was here recently and left in a hurry. The destruction seemed deliberate, not accidental. On the wall was a map, different from ours, with sectors marked in red circles. Our insertion point was circled, so was the extraction point. Someone knew we were coming. I'm picking up pace now. Less concerned about stealth, more focused on speed. If they know where extraction is, that point might be compromised too. Wait, did you hear that? Just the wind, I think. Starting to get to me. Moving on K0900 hours. Something's following me. Can't see it, but I know it's there. Keeping to the densest parts of the forest. Always just out of sight. Not making any sound. That's what's most unnerving. Forest this dense, you should hear movement. Breaking twigs. Rustling leaves. Nothing. I've changed direction 3 times to confirm. It adjusts course each time. Not random animal behavior. This is tracking. Stalking. I've covered maybe 6 clicks since dawn. Terrain's getting steeper, rockier. Good news is I found a stream, refilled my canteens. Bad news is I'm starting to feel the fatigue. Been operating on minimal sleep for 36 hours now. Standard for our line of work, but stress and hypervigilance drain you faster. The documents I took from the bunker. Been trying to decipher more of them as I walk. There's a term that keeps appearing. The Pew, which I think translates to Project Echo. Something about spatial anomalies and dimensional thinning. Scientific gibberish maybe, but after what I've seen, need to focus. 9 more clicks to extraction. 9 hours until the window opens. Still Doble. Wait, I think I see. No, that's impossible. Air sound of quickened breathing. It's Hoffman, standing between the trees about 50 meters ahead. Just standing there, staring at me. But something's wrong. He's too still. I'm going to try to make contact. If this recorder cuts off suddenly, well, you'll know what happened. Or it wasn't Hoffman. 1000 hours now. Need to document this while it's fresh, while I can still trust my own perceptions. I approached cautiously, weapon ready. Called out his name, no response. He just stood there perfectly still. As I got closer, maybe 20 meters away, I realized what I was seeing. It looked like Hoffman, but not quite. Like something wearing Hoffman's appearance but didn't know how to operate it correctly. Proportions were slightly wrong. Arms too long. Head tilted at an unnatural angle. Then it smiled. Jesus Christ, that smile stretched too wide, too many teeth. I fired 3 rounds center mass. The thing didn't react, didn't flinch. The bullets hit. I heard the impact, but no blood. Just a dull thud like hitting rubber. Then it took a step toward me. Movement all wrong, like a marionette with tangled strings. I ran. Didn't look back until I'd put at least a click between us. When I finally did, nothing was there. Am I losing my mind? Sleep deprivation, stress, fear, they can cause hallucinations. But those bullets hit something solid. That wasn't in my head. The documents, dimensional thinning. What if that's literal? What if whatever this research facility was working on somehow weakened the boundaries between? I don't know reality's dimensions. Listen to me. I sound insane. But 5 men don't just vanish. And whatever that thing pretending to be Hoffman was, it wasn't natural. I need to keep moving. Extraction point is now priority 1. Get there, get out, report everything. Let the scientists and analysts figure it out. Our pause in recording, 1300 hours. Made good progress. Maybe 3 clicks from extraction now. Terrain's opened up a bit, fewer trees, better visibility should be reassuring, but somehow it's not. I've seen 3 more of those things. Apparitions, mimics, whatever they are. One looked like Cooper, one like a civilian I didn't recognize, and one didn't look human at all. Just a vague humanoid shape like a shadow given depth. They keep their distance now, watching from the tree line. Following, but not approaching. Found another structure, looked like an old watchtower. Climbed up for better visibility, tried the radio again. Nothing but static, but there was something in the static. Patterns. Almost like words, but distorted, backwards maybe. Recorded a bit of it on this device, but not sure if the quality good enough to analyze later. From the top of the tower I could see for miles. This forest should have ended by now according to our maps. Should have hit the border of a national park. Signs of civilization. There's nothing. Just trees stretching to the horizon in every direction. The extraction point coordinates should put me at a small clearing near an abandoned logging road. From there, helicopter extraction was planned, with ground transport backup. I'm sticking to the plan because I have no alternatives, but something tells me that clearing is going to be empty when I get there. Starting to conserve supplies. Down to 2 MREs. Water is still okay for now. The sky looks strange. Color's wrong. Too purple for early afternoon, no clouds, no birds. Sun seems smaller than it should be. I don't think I'm in the same forest we were inserted into. I don't think I'm even in the same. No, that's crazy talk. This is Earth. This is just a forest in Eastern Europe. There's a rational explanation for everything that's happened. Keep it together, Paul. 5 more hours. 3 more clicks. 1 foot in front of the other. 1,500 hours. Found Jackson's body. First actual evidence of what happened to my team. He was Christ. I don't even know how to describe it. Body was intact, no visible wounds, but completely desiccated, like all moisture had been extracted. Skin like old leather stretched over bone. Eyes gone, mouth open in what must have been a scream. Most disturbing thing, he was inside a tree. Not against it, not covered by it. Inside it, like the tree had grown around him, or through him. His torso emerged from the trunk as if he'd been walking and the tree just absorbed him mid-step. I took his tags. Couldn't do anything else for him. No way to bring the body back. No way to properly bury him with the tree. Integrated like that. The mimics are getting bolder. 5 of them are visible now, keeping pace about 100 meters behind me. Not even trying to hide anymore. They move in perfect unison, like they're connected. When I speed up, they speed up. When I stop, they stop. 2 clicks to extraction now. The terrain's starting to match our briefing materials again. That's something at least. Starting to think about contingencies if extraction fails. How long could I survive out here? How would I find my way back to civilization without GPS or compass? The compass hasn't worked right since the initial blackout. Needle spins randomly, settles on different norths each time. No, can't think like that. Stick to the plan. Get to extraction. Be there when the helicopter arrives. If it doesn't come, deal with that then. The mimics have stopped following. Just standing at the edge of a clearing I crossed, watching. Not sure if that's a good sign or a very bad one. 1,600 hours. Found what I think is the research facility. Our original target. It's not where it should be according to our intel. It's directly on my road to the extraction point, which makes no geographic sense based on our mission planning. Large concrete structure, partially underground from the looks of it. Soviet-era architecture, but with modern security additions. Card readers, cameras, all disabled now. Doors standing open. I should bypass it, keep moving to extraction. That would be the smart play. But if there's any explanation for what's happening, it's in there. And if the extraction fails, any supplies or communication equipment inside could be the difference between survival and ending up like Jackson. Decision made. Quick recon of the facility. 15 minutes max, then continue to extraction. Still have time to make the window. For 1,700 hours, facility was revelatory and empty, thankfully. No personnel, no bodies, just hastily abandoned workstations and equipment. Found an operational computer system with emergency power still running. Most files were encrypted, but some documents were left open on screen. Research log observation notes. Took photos with my tactical camera, though who knows if they'll come out in this electromagnetic mess. What I could understand paints a disturbing picture. This wasn't just a Soviet relic. It was an active black site operation, multinational from the documents I saw. Research focused on what they called parallel space exploitation. From what I could piece together, they discovered that this particular forest exists in a sort of overlap between realities. Under certain conditions, specific electromagnetic frequencies, the boundaries between these realities become permeable. They were experimenting with moving objects and eventually people through these soft spots. The logs documented successful retrievals of non-indigenous entities and biomimetic adaptation to our reality. The last entries reported a cascading resonance event 5 days ago that compromised containment parameters. They knew they'd lost control of whatever they were doing. They evacuated, destroyed what research they couldn't take, and left. And we were sent in, blind right after. This wasn't intelligence gathering. We were sent to be tested to see what happens to humans in an uncontrolled cross-reality environment. Guinea pigs with guns. One last thing. Found a map in what looked like a security office. It showed the forest but with overlapping transparent layers, each slightly different. Different versions of the same location. And on one layer was marked our extraction point, with a note in English. Avoid. Unstable region. The extraction point itself is dangerous, but it's still my only way out. One click to go 1 hour until the scheduled pickup. I'm moving fast now. No point in stealth. Either I make it or the mimics are back. The dozens now, lining my path, but still keeping their distance. Some look like my team members. Some look like researchers, maybe in lab coats. Some are just watching. Almost there. Almost out of this nightmare. Repause in recording in 17:30 hours. I've reached the extraction coordinates. It's a clearing just as briefed. Small, maybe 50 meters across, surrounded by those strange trees. Perfect landing zone for a helicopter. No signs of the extraction team yet, but I'm 30 minutes early, setting up recognition signals now. IR strobe for the pilots to locate me. The mimics have formed a perimeter around the clearing, standing motionless at the tree line. I count at least 30 of them now. Different shapes, different sizes, but all watching. They're not approaching the clearing itself, almost like they're afraid of it. The documents mentioned the extraction point was in Constable region. Maybe that's why they're keeping their distance. Sky's getting darker, but not like normal sunset. Colors all wrong again. Deep reds and purples bleeding together. The air feels thinner here, harder to breathe. Static electricity making my hair stand on end. Wait, I'm picking up something on the radio. First signal in hours. Or a sound of static with faint voicey. Can't make it out clearly. Sounds like extraction team maybe. Signal's too weak. They're coming, they have to be coming. 30 minutes. Just 30 more minutes. The mimics are getting agitated. Moving around the perimeter. Faster now. Some of them are changing shape, flickering between forms like bad television reception. Something's happening. The air in the center of the clearing. It's distorting. Rippling like heat waves but more pronounced. Getting stronger. Oh God, I don't think that's the helicopter. I don't think that's our extraction. The mimics are retreating now, moving back into the forest. Whatever's happening here, even they don't want to be near it. The distortion is spreading, covering most of the clearing now. The ground underneath it looks different, like I'm seeing through to somewhere else. Somewhere wrong. I think I understand now. This isn't the extraction point. This is what they were studying, a tier between realities. And it's getting bigger. I need to leave. Forget extraction, forget the mission. I need to get as far away from this clearing as possible. The distortion is following me, spreading out from the center of the clearing faster than I can run. The trees at the edge are changing, twisting. Some disappear entirely, replaced by structures I can't describe. I don't think I'm going to make it. If anyone finds this recording, tell Command that Operation Blackwood wasn't just compromised. It was a suicide mission from the start. They knew what was happening here. They sent us anyway. To whoever finds this, don't trust them. Don't come looking. This forest isn't on any map anymore, and for good reason. The distortion almost reached me, I can see. Things moving on the other side. The air's so thin I can barely breathe. This is Sergeant Paul Mercer, United States Army Special Forces. Final transmission. I'm sorry guys, I should have gotten out sooner. I should have. Day 2. Not sure of the exact time anymore. Watch stopped working after the incident at the extraction point. If I had to guess, it's early morning. The sun's up, at least what passes for the sun here. Still that wrong color, still too small in the sky. I survived. Somehow, when that distortion in the clearing reached me, there was this moment of, I don't know how to describe it. Like being turned inside out and back again in an instant. Pressure in my ears, metallic taste in my mouth, brief blindness. Then it passed, and I was still standing, still breathing, still here. Wherever is now. The clearing is gone. The extraction point coordinates now lead to a dense thicket of those geometrically wrong trees. No sign of the distortion, no sign of the mimics. Everything's quiet again. I've given up on rescue. No extraction team is coming. Maybe they tried and couldn't find me. Maybe they never intended to come at all. Either way, I'm on my own now. New priorities: water, shelter, food. In that order. Military survival training kicking in. Focus on what I can control. Took inventory of my remaining supplies. 2 MRs, 1 canteen of water, and a first aid kit are still mostly intact. Weapons still functional. Sidearm with 2 magazines, combat knife. I'm heading west. No idea if that's the right direction, but the tree growth seems less dense that waiter. Might find a way out. Might find nothing. But I can't just sit and wait for death. For found water. Small stream, clear enough. Purification tablets should make it safe to drink. Refilled my canteen. The isolation is getting to me already. Human beings aren't meant to be completely alone. We're social animals. Even in solo operations, there's always the knowledge that someone's on the other end of the radio. That extraction is coming. that you're part of something larger than yourself. Now there's nothing. Just me, this tape recorder, and whatever the hell this place is. I've been thinking about what I found in that research facility. Parallel space exploitation. Multiple realities overlapping. It sounds like science fiction, but after what I've seen, those mimics, the distortion, the way my team disappeared, I'm starting to believe. What if I'm not even in my own reality anymore? What if that distortion at the extraction point was some kind of doorway, and I walked through it? That would explain why the landscape keeps changing in subtle ways. Trees that weren't there before. Landmarks that shift position when I'm not looking directly at them. The constantly changing color of the sky. Focus, Paul. Scientific explanations won't help you survive right now. One foot in front of the other. Find shelter before dark. The nights here are wrong. Too cold, too dark, and I've seen things moving in that darkness that I can't explain. Fear found shelter. Small cave in a hillside, just deep enough to keep out of the elements. Built a small fire at the entrance. Basic stuff, but it helps maintain sanity. Routine control. Started rationing my last MRE. Need to figure out the food situation soon. Haven't seen any wildlife I'd recognize as edible. No birds, no small mammals. Just those twisted trees and occasionally shapes moving between them that disappear when I look directly at them. I keep thinking about the others. Hoffman, Cooper, Martinez, Jackson, Diaz. Were they taken by those mimics? Did they step through invisible doorways like I might have? Are they wandering some other version of this forest, recording their own desperate messages? Or are they all like Jackson, absorbed into the landscape itself, preserved like insects in amber, as part of whatever twisted reality this is? I found Jackson's body yesterday, but what if it wasn't really him? What if it was just another mimic, a more elaborate one, placed there for me to find? Trust nothing, question everything. That's becoming my mantra now. Going to try to sleep for a few hours. Need to conserve the recorder's battery, so signing off for now. I think. Sleep was difficult. Dreams blended with reality. Woke up several times thinking I heard voices calling my name from just outside the cave. Once I could have sworn I saw Cooper standing at the entrance, perfectly normal, telling me it was time to move out. When I reached for my weapon, he was gone. Hallucinations from stress and sleep deprivation. Or something more sinister. This place gets inside your head somehow. Found some kind of fruit on the trees near my shelter. Blue-black outer skin, pale flesh inside. Not recognizable from any survival training. Took the risk and tasted a tiny amount. No immediate adverse effects. Sweet, almost like a cross between a plum and a pear. Had more after waiting an hour with no issues. Good thing 2 berries are now gone. Started marking trees as I move. Need some way to tell if I'm going in circles or making progress. Simple arrow system pointing back toward the last shelter. Assuming the trees stay put, which isn't a given here. The landscape is becoming more alien the further west I go. Trees growing in impossible configurations, some fused together in ways that defy biology. Found clusters of what look like crystal formations emerging from the ground, vibrating slightly, emitting a low hum just at the edge of hearing. Still no sign of wildlife, but I don't think I'm alone. Caught glimpses of movement in my peripheral vision. The mimics are back, keeping their distance, but definitely following. They're more subtle now, blending with the trees, only briefly visible. Always watching. For midday, I think. Hard to tell with that strange sun. Found something. Man-made structure, definitely not natural, definitely not Soviet or modern human architecture either. It's a tower, I guess you'd call it. Tall, maybe 30 feet high, made of a material I can't identify. Not stone, not metal, not wood. Something else. Black with iridescent highlights that shift and move across its surface like oil on water. No visible entrance, no windows. The area around it is clear of trees in a perfect circle, about 50 feet in diameter. The ground within that circle is different, hard, glossy, with strange symbols etched into the surface. They remind me of the geometric patterns I saw on the trees when I first noticed they were wrong, but more complex, more deliberate. I'm maintaining distance for now, observing from the tree line. Military instinct says avoid, but I need answers. I need to understand what this place is if I'm going to have any chance of finding a way out. Decision made. I'm going to approach the tower. If this recorder survives and I don't, at least there will be a record of what I found. Still alive. The tower was educational. I didn't go inside, still no visible entrance. But I examined those symbols on the ground around it. They're not random. They form concentric circles, each with different patterns, all centered on the tower itself. While studying them, I noticed they seemed to shift slightly under my gaze, rearranging themselves in subtle ways. Not hallucination. I recorded video on my tactical camera to confirm. Then I heard it, a voice, not from outside, but inside my head. Clear as a radio transmission. Observer. Just that one word repeated 3 times. Not threatening, not welcoming. Just acknowledging my presence. I tried speaking to it out loud what this place was, how to get home. No response. Ask about my team. Nothing. Then I asked, who built the tower? The response came immediately, still inside my head. You did. Not me personally, I think, but humans, our reality, our version of humanity, reaching across the boundaries between worlds. That research facility I found wasn't discovering this place. It was built to re-establish contact with something we'd already found. This isn't a parallel reality, it's a testing ground. A space between spaces where different rules apply. The voice went silent after that. No matter what I asked, no further response. But I got the distinct impression I was being evaluated, measured. I left the tower perimeter. Felt like eyes on my back the whole way back to the tree lane. The mimics were gone, at least temporarily. Maybe they're afraid of the tower too. Making camp near a fallen tree about half a click from the tower. Close enough to return if needed, far enough to feel somewhat safe. If safety exists here at all. See, night. At least, the sun has set. Darkness here is different, absolute. No stars, no moon, just a perfect blackness beyond the small circle of my fire. The isolation is the worst part. Humans aren't built for this level of solitude. Special forces training prepares you for a lot, but not the bone-deep loneliness of being possibly the only human being in an entire reality. I keep the fire going not just for warmth but for the light. The darkness here feels alive somehow, watching, waiting. Occasionally I see shapes moving just at the edge of the firelight. More mimics probably, but different from before. Less humanoid, more abstract. Been thinking about what we were really sent to do here. The official mission was intelligence gathering, but that makes no sense given what I've found. We were sent right after a major incident at that facility. The cascading resonance event, mentioned in those logs. We weren't sent to gather intelligence. We were sent to be test subjects, human guinea pigs, to see what happens when people are exposed to this place after containment was lost. The question is, who sent us? Our own government? Some multinational research group? How high does this go? And more importantly, do they expect any of us to come back? Was there ever an extraction plan? I'm starting to think this whole operation was designed to be one way from the start. Day 4. Or what passes for morning here. Slept fitfully, dreams filled with voices my team commands, strangers, all saying the same things over and over. The boundary is thinning. The merge has begun. They're coming through. I woke up to find the mimics had returned. Dozens of them, standing in a perfect circle around my camp just beyond the tree line. Not trying to hide anymore. Some look like my team members. Some look like researchers in lab coats. Some are just vague humanoid shapes, like sculptures made of shadow. They don't move. Don't approach, just watch. They've been there since I woke up, perfectly still. I shouted at them. Fired a warning shot into the air. Nothing. No reaction. This feels like the calm before a storm. Something's changing. The air feels heavier, charged with electricity. That wrong-colored sun seems dimmer today, more distant. I need to move. Staying in one place too long feels dangerous. I'll break camp, try to find higher ground, maybe get a better view of this landscape. See if there's anything that looks like a way out. The tower might have answers, but my gut says it's not safe to return there. Not yet. Maybe not. Midday. Higher ground achieved. Found a rocky outcropping that gives a view for miles. What I see confirms my worst fears. This place is finite. It's not an entire world or reality. It's a bubble, a pocket dimension maybe. From up here I can see the edges where everything just stops. A wall of shifting energy. Like the distortion I saw at the extraction point, but vertical, stretching up into the sky. And it's shrinking, slowly but visibly contracting, drawing closer from all sides. At the current rate, it'll close completely within days, maybe hours. I don't know what happens to anything caught inside when it does. The tower stands at what appears to be the exact center of this shrinking bubble. The eye of the storm. Between my position and that wall of energy, the landscape is transforming, trees fusing together into impossibly large structures, ground rippling like water, reality itself becoming plastic, malleable. And the mimics are everywhere now, hundreds of them, all moving toward the tower in silent procession, like pilgrims to a shrine. I think I understand now. This isn't just another reality. It's a new reality being born, assembled from pieces of others. A hybrid space, and it's collapsing, compressing, condensing into something else. The research facility didn't just discover this place, they created it. Accidentally or intentionally, their experiments tore open the boundaries between realities, and this unstable pocket formed in the rupture. Now it's failing. Collapsing back into what? Our reality. Another one. Something new entirely. Whatever's happening, I need to be at that tower when it does. Instinct tells me it's the only way out, if there is one. The mimics are headed there. They know. Whatever they are, Fragments of other realities, echoes of people who were here before, something else entirely. They're drawn to the tower as this place collapses. I'm going back down. Going to the tower, it's my only chance. Fee on my way to the tower. The landscape is changing faster now. Trees uprooting themselves, moving like living things. Ground shifting under my feet. That wall of energy visibly closer. The mimics ignore me as I pass through their ranks. They're focused entirely on reaching the tower. Some are chanting as they walk, forms fluctuating, merging with each other, splitting apart again. I realize now what they are. They're not mimicking us. They're possibilities. Versions of people and things from different realities, drawn into this space when the boundaries were broken, now being pulled back toward the point of highest concentration as the pocket collapses. Which means I might not be the real Paul Mercer at all. I might be just another possibility, another version pulled from some adjacent reality when my team entered this space. The real me could be dead, or never existed, or is walking beside me right now as another mimic. Does it matter? I'm me as far as I know. My memories feel real, my mission was real, my team was real. Keep it together, Paul. Existential crisis can wait. Survival first. The tower is just ahead. The mimics are gathering around it, filling that perfect circle of strange ground with its shifting symbols. Hundreds of them now, standing shoulder to shoulder, silent, waiting. I'm at the edge of the circle. I can see the tower clearly now. That strange material it's made of is moving faster, patterns flowing across its surface like quicksilver. The symbols on the ground are shifting too, rearranging themselves into new configurations with increasing speed. Something's about to happen. The air feels like just before a lightning strike. My skin is tingling. The recorder's picking up interference. Can you hear that static? I'm going into the circle. It's the only way. If anyone ever finds this recording, tell them. Tell them we opened something we didn't understand. Tell them not to look for me. Tell them to leave the boundaries between worlds alone. This is Sergeant Paul Mercer, moving into the unknown. There I'm alive, I think. Hard to be certain of anything anymore. Not sure how long it's been since my last recording. The tower changed me. Changed everything. When I stepped into that circle of symbols, the mimics parted from me, made a path straight to the tower itself. Silent, watching, some of them reached out as I passed. Fingers almost but not quite touching me, like they were checking if I was real. The tower had no visible entrance, but as I approach, a section of that strange fluid surface just opened. An archway of darkness. I stepped through without hesitation. What choice did I have? The wall of energy was closing in. This reality, or whatever it was collapsing. Inside was, I still don't have words for it, a space that seemed both tiny and infinite at once. Contradictory geometries, surfaces that were solid and permeable simultaneously. Colors I've never seen before, can't even describe. Not just new shades, entirely new colors that don't exist in our reality, and information. So much information pouring directly into my mind. Not in words or images, but in pure concept, understanding without language. The history of the tower, the nature of this place, the truth about the boundaries between realities. I passed out at some point information overload. Human brains aren't designed to process that kind of direct knowledge transfer. When I woke up, I was here, wherever. It looks like the forest I started in, similar trees, similar terrain. But subtle differences tell me it's not the same place. The sky's the right color again. Normal blue, normal sun. The trees are just trees. No geometric patterns, no impossible growth structures. I can hear birds, insects, and normal forest sounds, but no sign of civilization, no sign of my team, no sign of rescue, and no sign of the tower. It's gone. Or I've been moved away from it. Hard to tell which. I've been walking for what feels like days, trying to find something familiar, some landmark I recognize from before. Nothing. Just endless forest. My rations are gone. Been surviving on those strange blue-black fruits. They grow here too. And water from streams. The mimics are gone too. At least I think they are. Sometimes I catch movement at the edge of my vision, but when I turn, nothing's there. Could be animals. Could be my mind playing tricks after everything it's been through. The isolation is getting harder to bear. No human contact for, I've lost track of time, days, weeks. The only voice I hear is my own talking to this recorder. Maybe that's why I keep making these entries, even though I doubt anyone will ever hear them. Just to hear a human voice. Just to remind myself I exist. I had a moment yesterday, or whenever it was, where I genuinely couldn't remember what my face looked like. Tried to picture myself in my mind, and just got a blur. Had to find still water, look at my reflection. The face looking back seemed unfamiliar, gaunted. Beard grew out. Is that really me? Need to find the extraction point again. It's my only reference point, the only place I know for sure exists in both realities. Or did, before everything collapsed. If I can find it, maybe I can find my way back somehow. assuming there's still something to go back to. Made a discovery, not sure if it's good or bad yet. Found a structure in the forest, not the tower, not the research facility, something new. A concrete bunker half buried in the hillside. Military construction, but old, abandoned, no markings to indicate nationality. Could be Soviet era, like the other bunker I found before. Everything went sideways. Could be something else entirely. Door was rusted but unlocked. Inside was a single room, empty except for a metal desk, a chair, and what looks like old radio equipment. Vintage stuff, vacuum tubes, massive dials. Definitely not a modern military issue. The strange thing is, it's still operational. Green power light on. How? No visible power source, no generators, no solar panels. This equipment should have died decades ago. I've been trying different frequencies, seeing if I can reach anyone. Mostly static, but occasionally something else is. Maybe speaking languages I don't recognize. Not Russian. Not any European language I'm familiar with. Something older, more guttural, and sometimes between frequencies and the static itself, I swear I can hear whispering. My name, over and over, Paul. Paul, maybe I'm finally losing it. Isolation, stress, malnutrition. They can cause auditory hallucinations. That's the rational explanation. But after everything I've seen, I don't think rationality applies anymore. Going to keep trying different frequencies. Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe I'll reach someone, somewhere who can tell me where I am, how to get home. If there is a home to go back to. For something's happening. The radio equipment started changing frequencies on its own about an hour ago. Cycling through bands faster than the dial should be able to turn. The whispering is louder now. Not just my name, other words too. The veil is thin. Hold position. But then silence. Complete radio silence across all bands for exactly 17 minutes. I timed it. Then a single voice, crystal clear, speaking English. Sergeant Mercer, if you can hear this, proceed to extraction coordinates. Window opening. One-time opportunity. Acknowledge. I froze. Couldn't believe what I was hearing. After all this time, someone was looking for me. Someone knew I was alive. I grabbed the microphone, pressed the transmit button. This is Mercer. I read you. Who is this? Over. Buzz static. Then temporal window unstable. Proceed to extraction coordinates immediately. Authentication code Whiskey, Echo, Bravo 379. You have 4 hours. That's a valid authentication code. A real extraction team using proper protocols. This isn't a hallucination or a trick. Someone really is coming for me. But I have no idea where I am in relation to the original extraction coordinates. No GPS, no landmarks I recognize. Just endless forest in every direction. The voice came back once more of follow the beacon, Sergeant. We're broadcasting on all spectrums. Then the radio died completely, power light off. Dead. But I can feel it. A pull, a directional tug in my mind, pointing me east. The beacon they mentioned isn't something I can hear or see. It's something I can feel. Like the information downloaded from the tower changed something in my brain, made me sensitive to whatever signal they're broadcasting. I'm moving out now, 4 hours to cover an unknown distance through difficult terrain. But for the first time in what feels like forever, I have a purpose, a destination, hope. If this works, if I make it home, this recording will serve as evidence of what happened here, what we found, what we unleashed, and if I don't make it, at least I tried. The 3 hours in, moving as fast as I can through the forest, the beacon feeling is getting stronger, pulling me forward. Has to be closed now. The forest is changing again, subtle at first but now undeniable. Those geometric patterns return to the tree bark. The air is getting thicker, harder to breathe. Reality is becoming unstable. I'm approaching a boundary between worlds. Has to be. The extraction team isn't here in this, a reality. They're opening a window from their side, from home, trying to pull me back through. But I'm not alone anymore. The mimics have returned, shadowing me through the trees. Dozens of them. Some looked like my team members, some like people I've never seen before. Some are barely human at all. They're not trying to stop me, just watching, following, like they're curious, or waiting for something. The landscape ahead is starting to distort, the same kind of rippling effect I saw at the original extraction point at the tower. The boundary between realities becomes permeable, almost there. The beacon is so strong now it's almost painful, a pressure behind my eyes, a ringing in my ears. Close, so close. Here I can see it, a clearing ahead, not natural. The trees just stop in a perfect circle, maybe 30 meters across. In the center, the air itself is folding, rippling, opening, and on the other side, just barely visible, a helicopter. People in tactical gear, an extraction team, real people from my reality. They can't see me yet. The opening isn't complete, but they're there waiting, just a few hundred meters away. The mimics have stopped at the edge of the clearing, won't go further, afraid, or unable to. Maybe the boundary only works for things that truly belong on the other side. I'm going in. This is it. Freedom, home. Goy, something's wrong. I'm at the edge of the clearing now. The distortion is fully formed, the window to my reality clearly visible. I can see the extraction team, see their equipment, even read the patches on their uniforms. So close. But there's something else in the clearing. Something that wasn't there when I first saw it, a body. Lying face down about 10 meters from the window. Military fatigues my size, my build. It's me. Another me. Dead. What does that mean? Is that the real me, the original Paul Mercer who came on this mission? Did he make it this far only to die at the threshold of escape? Or is it another mimic, a possibility echo showing me my own fate if I try to cross? The extraction team can't see it. They're scanning the tree lane looking for movement, weapons ready, professional, focused. But their eyes pass right over the body as if it isn't there. The mimics are moving again, circling the clearing now, keeping to the trees but definitely agitated. More arriving every minute. Hundreds of them now. Some are calling out. The first sounds I've heard them make. Not words, just moaning, like wind through empty hallways. I don't understand what's happening. Why can't the extraction team see the body? Why can't they see the mimics? What am I missing? Wait. I think I understand now. There's no extraction team. There never was. It's another mimic manifestation, a possibility from my mind. My desperate hope for rescue made manifest in this reality, thin place. Or worse, it's a lure. Something this place created to draw me in. The radio message, the beacon feeling. All of it constructed from my own memories and desires. And that body, that's what happens to those who fall for it. That's what I'll become if I cross through. Another corpse. Another failed attempt. But what if I'm wrong? What if it is real? What if that body is just another test, another mimic showing me my fears? What if salvation is just 30 meters away? I don't know what to do. I don't know what's real anymore. For the window is starting to fluctuate. Unstable. The extraction team is looking worried. I can see them checking equipment, talking urgently into radios. They're gonna leave soon. If this is real, I'm running out of time. The body hasn't moved. Still face down, still exactly where it was. The mimics are pressed right up to the edge of the clearing now, a solid wall of them surrounding the entire perimeter. Watching. Decision time. Trust my instincts or trust my eyes. If anyone finds this recording, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe there is no right answer. Maybe every choice leads somewhere else. Maybe we're all just possibilities, branching endlessly from every decision point. I'm going through. Whatever waits on the other side, rescue or oblivion, it has to be better than being trapped here forever. Has to be. Recording this final message as I approach the window. If it cuts off, you'll know what happened. This is Sergeant Paul Mercer, United States Army Special Forces, final transmission. Going home now. One way or another. I can feel the energy from the window now. Electric on my skin. The extraction team can see me. They're gesturing urgently, shouting something I can't hear. The body is still there, right in my path. 10 meters away, 5 meters, 2. I'm stepping over it now. Oh God, it's moving. It's trying to grab my ankle, its face. The face isn't mine. It's not human at all. Some kind of Jesus. What is that? Frey broke free. Running now. The window's unstable, collapsing at the edges. The extraction team is reaching out. One of them leaning into the distortion. Arm extended, I can almost reach. Made it through. I think everything's different. Bright bull talking, can't understand them. Language sounds wrong. Not the extraction team. Not military, white coats, scientists, doctors, surrounding me. Excited voices, equipment beeping. This isn't home. This isn't my reality. Where am I? They've noticed the recorder. One of them is reaching for it, trying to take it. No, this is my only proof, my only connection to. If anyone from my world ever hears this, the boundaries are breaking down. They're coming through. All the possibilities, all the versions all merging together. We open something we didn't understand. The tower. Find the tower. It's the key to our...
Subject 17 acquisition successful. Neural patterns intact. Memory retrieval at 83%. Some contamination from transition but within acceptable parameters. Preparing for download to construct primary. Interesting. This one brought a recording device. Primitive technology. Still functional. Subject believed extraction was real until the final moment. Standard delusion pattern. Add the data to the others. Every version helps complete the construct. Initiating memory wipe. Preparing for redeployment.